I'm Kevin Eashill, President of the North American Mission Board. A couple of weeks ago, when we shared the bittersweet news that Dhati Lewis is moving on to invest personally in raising up the next generation of disciple makers, I couldn't help but stop to consider for a moment how God has blessed Send Network with so many leaders who desire to invest in others, multiplying their ministry. But it's not just multiplying leaders who are here in the building in Alpharetta, Georgia. Send Network is a massive family that spans North America. And we have leaders like Dhati throughout our network. It's just amazing to count these planters and pastors as a part of the Send Network family. And the next president of the Send Network is no exception. He's someone who exemplifies multiplication in his life and in his ministry. That's why I'm incredibly excited to share that Vance Pitman, pastor of Hope Church in Las Vegas, will serve as the Send Network's new president. He'll be resigning his church and transitioning to NAM in a full-time role of leading Send Network and being also the Senior Vice President of the North American Mission Board. If you've been around NAM and Send Network for any amount of time, you know Vance. He is a planner at heart. It was this month, 21 years ago, that Vance and his wife, Christy, packed up their family and drove from Georgia to Las Vegas to plant Hope Church. They started by meeting in a living room, and today, Hope Church is a multi-ethnic congregation with some 4,000 members and 54 languages spoken among them. But what makes Hope Church truly unique is not just its size or growth over those 2 decades, it's that Hope Church has had a hand in planting more than 70 churches in its 21-year history, including sending literally hundreds of Hope Church members out to help start those new churches. Vance and I have shared a passion for church planting everywhere for everyone from my earliest days at NAM. He helped me as a pastor and a planter begin to think about how to lay the groundwork for what would eventually become Send Network. He actually helped create the robust assessment process Send Network uses today to ensure we're putting only called and capable church planters on the field, resulting in more than 80% of Send Network churches thriving longer than 5 years. Vance's life is about multiplying his ministry, and we're excited to continue to move the mission forward with him and to continue to build on the strong foundation that Dhati laid. Vance, I would say welcome to the Send Network family, but my brother, you're already family. You know that. We are so glad to have you.
Thanks, Kevin. I am so grateful for the opportunity. When we headed west 21 years ago in our green Dodge minivan, we still had a lot of questions, but here's what we knew for sure. We had a clear call from God to join in what He was already doing in Las Vegas. Today, as I reflect on how God challenged my heart 2 decades ago, I find myself with a fresh understanding of what I believe He's calling me to in this next season, expanding on that original call. When God moved us to Las Vegas, it was about the multiplication of the church across North America, starting with just one church. The vision hasn't changed, but my primary focus in this next season of ministry will be mobilizing many churches across North America to join in God's eternal redemptive mission of making disciples and multiplying churches with a heart for the nations. And in response to God's call, I'm excited to accept Kevin's invitation to serve and continue the good work God used Dhati to accomplish. Dhati Lewis has laid an incredible foundation for Send Network, and I get the privilege of standing on his shoulders. And we're going to trust God together for an even greater future for Send Network. As I serve Send Network from Las Vegas and continue to attend Hope Church, I look forward to my new role as one who is sent. Now I get the joy of being sent by the church I planted, taking a proverbial step back out on the field as a missionary, leading missionaries across Send Network. I'm eager for every Send Network church to have multiplication in their DNA like we do at Hope Church. And I'm eager to continue to raise up the next generation of church planters and pastors with you for the good of our neighbors, the nations, and the glory of God.